Hey everybody, welcome to We Run on Reruns. I'm Amanda and I'm here with my brother Eric.
How you guys doing? We are here getting to the very bitter end of season 4 of Friends, as we will cover episodes 21 and 22 today, and then later this week we will get to the one with Ross's wedding, parts 1 and 2, episodes 23 and 24. So something to look forward to, because some stuff happens in those episodes for sure. And there's some interesting stuff today too, so stick around as we go through it. But again, thank you to everybody for checking out our socials. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, no, that's right. A lot of stuff happens at the end of season 4. Eric, this might be one of my favorite cliffhangers of the whole series. I love how this season ends. I mean, it's so good. It's classic soap opera, I would say.
I'm like rattling through a lot of the cliffhangers. It's gotta be the top one.
It's pretty rough.
It's gotta be
pretty
the
rough
top
in a good
one.
way.
I don't know what possibly would beat it off the top of my head. Like, I can't. No, like, I do like the season 1 with Rachel in the airport, and I do like
that's a good one.
Season 2. Right? No, season 3.
No,
season 3, where he is.
That's right.
Choosing between the two doors.
Yes.
Season 2 was kind of a bust. I really didn't like the end of season 2. That was like they reintroduced Janice, and that one's got to be at the bottom. But there are some other future cliffhangers coming forward, and we'll see how we go with those. But this one's got to be number 1.
This is a good one.
That's later this week.
It's in the future.
Today we lead up to that.
Right. Yeah, today. So, and just to remind everyone where we're at. So last week, we had Ross and Emily getting engaged. Monica and Rachel reclaimed their apartment. Joey went to a sleep clinic to cure his snoring that we never knew was an issue until right now and is never brought up again. Rachel suggested a proposal to Joshua. I will say suggested because I did say last week that was an official proposal. I mean, listen, it was a proposal adjacent situation.
I would not call it a real proposal.
If he had said yes, all I'm saying is they would have been engaged. That it was very awkward, but not a good proposal if that's what it was. And then we had Monica also picking up Emily's wedding dress and trying it on at any opportunity that she had. And then like a bunch of them were, it was Monica and Rachel and Phoebe all had wedding dresses on at some point during that episode. But yeah, then we scared off Josh entirely, and we don't have to deal with him anymore. So that
see you later, Josh. Get out.
Yeah, bye, Josh. Bye.
Not worried about it.
No.
But we move on today. And today is season 4, episode 21. This is the one with the invitation. And every time we do a synopsis for this, and I don't really know what to say for a synopsis. This is a flashback episode. This is the episode where they flash back all of Ross and Rachel from the very beginning all the way to present day. And, we were talking before we started the podcast, and Amanda, you said this is a really great way to like catch people up. Yeah. And you're right. That's what this is. This is your catch up episode, because essentially we're watching the whole history unfold one more time.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, it's sort of it's an episode for folks who, were just tuning in. And they're like, hey, who are these Ross and Rachel people? And what's going on here in their relationship? And where are we going? Because this is such a pivotal moment in the series. But also good for those of us who are just huge fans. And we just feel like having an episode where we're recapping all of those key moments between Ross and Rachel. So we sort of have that segment of Ross flashbacks. And then we have the segment of Rachel flashback. So Eric, I mean, watching this, did you have sort of a moment where you enjoyed rewatching that flashback, like a particular moment for each of them, or was it sort of like, oh, this is kind of a dud overall, or what were you thinking as you're rewatching this?
That's a great question. It's not a dud because as someone who loves the series, I could always watch like the Ross and Rachel history back over and over. Like, it's good to see it like cut up and clipped and all of that. I will say, I think probably my favorite scenes are, well, I really like the moment when Ross says, you know, it's always been you, Rach, as he's just broken up with Julie and they're at the guy's apartment for the first time, you know, right before the printer goes off and they find the whole pros and cons list and it all goes sideways. But that is always a good one. You know, I love the prom video. The prom video is amazing. And yeah, like there's a lot to like. How about you? Was there a favorite for you?
Well, I mean, I always love rewatching, as I mentioned when we first watched, did a rewatch episode early on where they're out on the deck and
oh yes,
where Ross is going to ask her out for the first time and the cat is like up in the corner and she's like, oh, it's so cute, but he doesn't know that she's talking about the cat, and then it like leaps on his shoulders, and then you have like the camera pan inside to Phoebe on her guitar and they're like singing that folk song like Top of the World, and
which is
and
so
then
out of character. Like, when do they ever just sit around singing?
Never ever has that happened. Have they had like a group sing along? So just like the dichotomy between this like super cheerful group sing along and then looking outside to seeing Ross getting like mauled by a cat is just cracks me up every time. I think,
and that is your humor lane for sure. The like slapstick comedy is right in your wheelhouse. It always has been.
I know. I don't know what it is about like that, like the change between like the very serious aspect of Ross getting like attacked and then like the cheerful song. It just gets me every single time. I'm sure there's others out there who could agree with that. And but that one, and then I guess on a also on Rachel's side, when the episode, also another very early one, after Ross brings Julie home from the airport and Rachel has that awesome, just the dialogue where she's saying, isn't that just kick you in the crotch, spit on your neck, fantastic?
Yeah,
and she has like the band-aid on her forehead and like she's just a mess. That is such a great Rachel episode very early on. And
it really is.
Yeah, so those are a couple of my favorites. Yeah.
I will say, I took note of this as we went back through, and I don't think I pointed this out, but I feel like it would have made my argument stronger having seen this flashback where Rachel shows up to Ross's apartment post-breakup.
Oh,
and Xerox girl is still there,
yep.
right? And everyone's focused on Ross, like keeping the door closed and making sure that no one can see her. And he's holding on to this clock.
The clock.
And what does Rachel say? She says, so is it okay? Can I be your girlfriend again? Again. As if you aren't the girlfriend presently.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
Just saying.
True. No.
She admits it herself, ladies and gentlemen.
And as Hugh Laurie says coming up.
Yeah.
I believe you were on a break.
we will get to Dr. House's words here in our next episode. But I also but in my mind noted this, and I don't know if this was edited into the TV version or not, but there was definitely a difference. And so if you can think back to when Rachel and Ross are lying in the bed and he's just not really read the 18 pages, and she's like, if all you needed was a little perspective, and she's slapping him on the face, And then he yells, "We were on a break."
Yeah.
In the first episode, in the episode where they do that and it's aired, you never see Ross yell. It goes to like the outside in like this echo, and there's pigeons flying up in the air, and there's like all sorts of other stuff. But in the flashback, you see it. You see him yell it. And you see her like duck out of sight with her hand over her ear. Oh. And I don't know if they ever meant to like use that footage.
Oh, interesting.
But like they do, but on all these replays, they will now show that. But I don't think they did. Maybe they did. I don't know.
Well, that's interesting that you point that out, because there's a moment in an episode coming up in our next broadcast that between Chandler and Monica, where I feel like I've seen these episodes so many times that they all just start blending together, where I'm like, wait, I was waiting for a certain dialogue to happen, and I'm realizing, oh my God, that actually happens in the flashback version of this sequence of events. It doesn't happen. So they have certain things where it's like there's a certain storyline that you're watching, but it doesn't happen at the live, like at the first glimpse of that episode. It actually happens later on. So just saying.
I don't know exactly what you're talking about yet, but we'll talk about there. We will certainly talk about that in our next one.
Yeah.
But as for this one, Ross definitely yells that to no one. Like that doesn't. Yeah. It's you just hear like this echoing voice that showcases how loud Ross yelled it before he comes storming out of the room, which also gives another great opportunity in the flashbacks for Chandler and "I knew it," which is a great moment. It's one of my favorite moments in Friends.
It really is. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, so outside of the flashbacks, though, I do really like the little side plot here with Chandler and Joey, and like everybody else is doing stuff. Like we should do something too. Like Phoebe's making people, and Ross is getting married, and well, what should we do? And they decide they're going to go to Everest. No. And Phoebe comes in, and she's like, "Oh, well, there's like it costs a whole bunch of money, and you've got to do this, and you could, you could die, and you would die.
You would die." Looking at Chandler,
you're not gonna make it. So that is always a funny moment for me in this one, which then they'd settle on going to rent Die Hard sometime in the future.
But even that was too much to do right now.
Yeah, it was like, well, not today. We're not gonna do it now.
That's a lot.
Someday we're gonna do that though.
We're just gonna hang out with Phoebe for now.
Yeah. Also, did you catch that Joey wants to cry into tissue paper?
Wait, what?
He gets the invitation.
Yeah.
And it's got a little piece of tissue paper in it. He's like, "Oh, if you're at the wedding and you're going to cry a little bit," you're like, "No, thanks. I got my invitation."
Oh.
And I'm just thinking, you really going to do that, Joey?
That's going to be rough.
Really going to pull out tissue paper? It's going to be tough.
Yeah, you're going to get tiny paper cuts all over your face.
It's not good. That's not a good feeling.
Maybe for the young, supple 20-year-old skin. I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know.
Getting a little old for that.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
But I guess I'll ask you this, because we've gone back and forth with How I Met Your Mother, and this episode is right out of that too. Not right out of that. I suppose How I Met Your Mother is right out of Friends.
Yes.
But still, the idea of, and for what it's worth, I think a number of sitcoms have done this. This is not uncommon.
Sure.
But do you invite the ex to a wedding where you're getting married to somebody else?
Absolutely not. No, there's really, it's not even like a negotiation. I mean, this is just weird all around. No, I don't know. It would have to be the most like, I feel like the only circumstance where that might be fine is almost like if you have a child together, right? And like you want your kid there and the mom is there, like, or the dad is there.
Yeah, like, I think even in a lot of those scenarios, like the kids are there, but
maybe they're with the grandparents or something. You know what I mean? Like,
maybe.
Like Yeah, it's just very, very weird. I mean, obviously, as viewers and watching Friends, it's like we are all are like, oh yeah, Rachel should be there because it's just the gang. But no.
Well, that's where this comes into an issue, right? Because like at my wedding, none of my exes, nor were any of my wife's exes invited to this wedding.
No. But you weren't
but
all
we also
like
don't hang out with
mutual friends, right? It's like
that's the catch.
Right.
Like you get these two characters on a TV show to start dating, and then they break up, but you can't like just not have them there anymore.
Right.
So they have to find a way to be friends still.
Right.
And that's where it gets weird, and that's why it would be weird to not go, as Monica said. Like, you know what would be real weird is if you didn't come.
Yeah, but
at the same time, Rachel's looking at it like, I don't even know if this is not really my place.
Yeah, and I think Rachel's initial instincts with this were spot on. Like, I think she was actually doing the right thing, and it's like, yeah, Ross, like, she just said to him, like, listen, and she was trying to say it without saying it, and to me, I'm like, Ross, dude, get your head out of your ass. Like, hello, it's like, he didn't even have, like, any clue as to why she was saying no, and I'm thinking, are you really that dense? Like, you're supposed to be the smartest one of this group, dude. Like, what is happening?
Well, he's book smart.
Oh
he's
my
book
God.
Smart,
That's
okay?
clear.
He's not street smart.
No. Well, yeah. Geology rocks. So, yeah.
Geology rocks. Because, listen, in the next episode, we're inviting the dinosaur dudes. But it's not good from Ross to press the issue. I totally, in this scenario that they're in, understand Ross inviting her.
Yes, absolutely.
I think if you are in the scenario where you are in the circle, like you are still one of the tightest friends.
Yeah.
How do you not invite that friend?
I think that,
but the burden falls to Rachel at this point.
Yeah, I agree. I think he was right to invite her, but she was also right to say no. I think like both of those things.
And then he should have just dropped it.
Just dropped it. Right. Because it's like he did his thing.
No problems. Don't worry about it.
Exactly. Because it's like he put it out there. She was like, I'm good. He should have just left it there. Instead, he was all like, well, why aren't you coming? That's the part where I'm like, really? Like, you know why? You should know why she's not coming. Like,
and even if she wanted to mask it, she had a great excuse for having to be there to help Phoebe.
Exactly.
Like,
that's actually
spot on.
That's actually
that's the best excuse you could have.
If anything, like, honestly, even if they weren't exes, like, someone should stay home with Phoebe. Like, hello? I mean, poor Phoebe is there on her own.
Well, and it would need to be Rachel too, because it's not going to be Chandler and Joey.
No.
And Monica's related.
Well,
so
and Monica
Rachel
had to go falling in love with Chandler, so that had to happen.
Right out.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, yeah, we'll get there.
But I mean, I guess. Listen, I also though do, Emily noticing that Ross inviting Rachel to their wedding at the very beginning, though, and thinking it might be awkward. I did appreciate, giving Emily a little shout out here because that she's not my favorite. I was like,
let's all recognize that still for the moment, she's done nothing wrong.
Right. Like in this moment, especially where she's like, hey, and Ross,
I'd like all the moments we're about to see.
Because for her, she's like, don't you think that would be weird for you? I mean, she was even reframing it, even if she might have been thinking in her head, this is going to be weird for me too. Please don't do this. But like, she was sort of like,
yeah, but she's,
wouldn't that be weird? She can't
tell him not to do that.
No, and I appreciated that, where she's not being all like, hey, don't do that. But at the same time, I also feel like she was well within her right to say, this is our wedding. Like, please don't invite your ex-partner. Like, that would be weird. But she was trying to almost give him the power and what did he do, but he just kind of like, oh, whatever, like I want to do this anyway, which listen, the whole thing, it wasn't until Rachel on her own then realizes her own feelings, which we will get to, but yeah, where it all kind of starts to fall apart there, but leading to a lot of hilarious moments. But
the whole idea, like, this is a whole flashback episode where we get to see all the stuff from the past.
Yeah.
But it is a good opportunity to kind of see where we would go going forward. And I think just the theme of picking, like having an ex attend a wedding.
Yeah.
I get it. That's hard to deal with. And it's not the first time, and it won't be the last time that it's done on sitcom television.
No,
because it's a funny, awkward situation that everybody could understand.
Well, and like you started to mention How I Met Your Mother earlier, and I this episode got me thinking about that show too, because obviously like their entire, the way that their story is structured is always about flashbacks versus like present tense, and obviously they kind of weave it throughout every episode, and so this it really gets you realizing that Friends, I mean, they either do a full on, like, in your face, this is a flashback episode, or not at all. So this, although, I mean, of course, I guess you have like the prom video where it's like, this is sort of,
there are some other moments. In fact, we on the whole, you're right.
Yeah.
On the whole, you're right. Either Friends does flashback episodes or they don't. But they do scatter in some other flashbacks. And I'll tell you what, let's use that as our segue to get to episode 22 of season 4, which is the one with the best man ever. Where
the worst best
Ross
man ever.
What?
Isn't it the one with the worst best man ever?
Oh, did I get that wrong? Hold on. You might be right.
I thought it was.
Fact check. Sorry, I was typing quick and I took notes on my phone this time. Hold on.
He doesn't want to trust. He doesn't want to trust the little sister here.
Well, here's what I'm really trying not to do. I'm really always, whenever I'm on IMDb now, I'm like trying to look at the title without seeing the one with the worst best man ever. You're right. The one with the worst best man ever. So let me hold on. Adjust the notes. Worst best man ever.
Keyword here.
That has to go into the official log of our scoring system as well. Gosh, this is turned into something. Okay, this is very serious. So this is episode 22, and I stand corrected, the one with the worst best man ever. And so this is where Ross has already anointed Chandler the best man, and Joey doesn't really know it yet. And then there is a kerfuffle over who's actually going to be the best man, and Ross flips to Joey on the spot. At the same time, the girls are deciding that they also have to have a party, as Joey is planning a bachelor party. So they're going to have a baby shower for Phoebe that includes gifts that she can use that don't have a baby involved. It's a very awkward thing. I feel like they tried a very good job of like getting this all together. But anyway, we'll get there. So which of these parties do you want to jump into first?
We could just jump right into that. I mean, honestly, it wasn't until Monica brought the baby clothes home, which honestly, Eric, some of them looked like toddler clothes. I'm thinking, when are these...
Those clothes were huge.
When are these children going to fit into these... clothes? Those
clothes were gigantic.
It was so bad. And they're bringing them home, and it's really not until Rachel is like, maybe we should change the theme because Phoebe is not keeping these babies. Hello. And then Monica's like, oh yeah. I mean, I feel like this whole exchange.
How does Monica not figure that out?
Monica's the planner. She would know. This is very out of character. This is very weird.
Monica bringing home the clothes is so out of character. Rachel could have brought home the clothes, and I wouldn't have batted an eye. I should have been out shopping and just picked up
exactly.
clothes. Like, that makes sense.
And Rachel's like,
Monica?
She's not going to be the one dressing these babies. And Monica's like, oh, yeah. I'm thinking, really? It's not good. Not good. I'm just like, I can't even. So it's like.
Well, and to be fair, they're only throwing the baby shower to compete with the guys.
Right.
And then it becomes like, maybe you could argue Monica is just tied up into, okay, it's a baby shower, got to do the baby shower stuff because she's a planner and this is what baby showers do. So she went out and got clothes and then realized that doesn't actually fit for this baby shower. So getting the things like regular coffee or tequila would be
and leather pants, which come in. Yeah.
Would be a really good idea. And then I love the fact that they come up with the idea and then there's an immediate time fast forward to the party where she's opening the gifts and she's like, this sucks. Who thought this would be such a good idea? And then everybody hides their presents.
Well, because Phoebe is having these like really intense mood swings throughout this episode too, which are really hilarious because Phoebe is usually she's always a little bit like edgy, but she's just totally losing it like whenever anything strikes her at any moment, which you cannot really blame her for. I feel like that kind of
No, I can't.
So she's dealing with this, and it's like, I love at the beginning of this episode when Rachel's like, so how are those mood swings coming, after Phoebe is like already clearly losing it, and she's like, I haven't really had any yet. And
I think this might be one.
Pretty great.
But I do like how throughout this episode, like Rachel and Monica are clearly like hiding from, like, hey Phoebes, how's it going? And they're super standoffish, like at the coffee shop. They're like clearly huddled together on one side of the couch, trying to avoid the blast that comes from Phoebe. Yeah, it's good.
She goes to them. She's like apologizing after the party. She's like, oh, I'm really sorry for getting so upset. I've been so edgy at the party. And like when she goes in to hug them, they like flinch, like it's like pull back. And it's and then when she asks the girls, when Phoebe comes up to Rachel and Monica when they've been talking, and she's like, oh, what's happening with you guys? And, Rachel's like, well, we're talking about me not wanting to go to Ross's wedding, and, it might be too hard. And Phoebe's all like, well, oh yeah, that reminds me of this time I was living on the street with this guy where he offered to buy me food if I slept with him. And see, that was a real problem. And this is just high school crap where no one really cares about it. And Rachel just starts to cry. It's like,
here come the waterworks.
God, Phoebe.
Like
the way that Phoebe just the way that those lines come out are awesome.
That so delivery is so good because it's the little facial like twerk, like expressions and like
because she doesn't even finish the sentence. She's like, no one actually gives up
and like face, and it's like, that's so mean.
It is. So mean, yes, and wow.
But then she ends up going into false labor, and the girls kind of reunite around like how she knew it was false labor, and they sell Phoebe on the idea of being cool Aunt Phoebe, which is very cool.
That's right.
And it's a really nice thing that you've done this whole thing, and you're gonna have to give up the babies, even though you feel like they're yours. They're not.
Yeah.
And you get to not have to yell at them, and they get to want to talk to you about all the cool stuff. And when they don't want to talk to their parents, they're going to come running to you. And that's the stuff that that is very it's a very fun role for Phoebe to be able to play.
Yeah, because I think like obviously most of this is hormones, but then I think like part of it is also like I'm going through this huge burden and like and also coming to terms with these aren't my babies and like trying to deal with that. Like I can't even imagine how tough that would be. So yeah, that's definitely a really funny part of this story. But then another really huge part of the story, as you mentioned, is Ross's bachelor party with Joey being the worst best man ever, because Joey is upset about not being Ross's best man, and because Ross had already sort of on the sly, told Chandler that he was going to be his best man because they've known each other for so long, which I think, Eric, we had talked about this earlier. I feel like this is the first time that Ross and Chandler establish that they had a long history prior, right? Is this the first mention of that? Because I don't think that it's really been brought up in the storyline until just now.
If you didn't catch that from me, that was a very distinct, like very non-committal. I think you're probably right. I think
so.
Like, the early references certainly do not lead them to show that they've been around together. Like, Ross,
because it's not like Chandler was in the prom video or anything.
No.
Like, he wasn't there.
And I think it's established that they are roommates in college, and that all those details come later. Like, I think Chandler just references that he's known him longer. Does he say that we go back to college together? I don't think he says that in this scene. But but it's established that Ross has known Chandler for longer. Although we could have established that, we could have known that anyway from the flashback where we see Joey get the apartment. Like, we know that Chandler and Ross already knew each other because Ross is introduced to Joey at the end of that episode.
That's true.
So I was going to say, there's something. There's something out there. That's the thing.
We got to get better. Yeah, it's like, I think what happens, guys, is like we've seen these episodes so many times that certain details, they start to play in a loop. And I'm like, wait, what happened before which thing? Because it's that
happens at, I forget which season it is, but when they do that full-blown reenactment where Ross and Phoebe almost hook up on the pool table, that is when Joey officially gets the apartment from Chandler because Mr. Heckles kept the other guy out. And then this establishes Joey's full timeline. So
no, for sure. But I guess I was just thinking, when do we establish that Chandler and Ross like knew each other? Or like
college roommates? Like,
exactly.
That's still in the future. We haven't really nailed that down yet. This just helps. I feel like this just helps kind of emphasize that storyline that we did already recognize a little bit.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
But so I guess we still haven't. Far back.
Okay, all right, yeah, we still haven't established that they went that far back together.
The farthest back we can confirm for sure is that Chandler was the best man at Ross and Carol's wedding.
That's true, right.
That's about as far back as we can go, for sure. So,
yeah.
I mean, with that implication, I suppose you can infer that they would know each other for longer than that, because they'd have to have known each other long enough to have been named best man at that wedding.
Yeah, and Eric, I have to ask, because in this whole scene, I'm thinking, is this really a thing that guys fight about?
I don't know. I have not ever thought about this, but I will say I was the first of most of my friend group to get married.
Yep.
And in that, I had co-best men.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up settling, like when Ross says, hey, listen, I want both of you to be up there. I'm like, heck yeah, bro. I hear that. Like, that's what I did.
And I'm thinking, like, Ross, again, Ross with the brains here. How did you not figure this out faster? Like, did it really take you this entire dramatic episode to realize, oh, you both can be my best man? Holy crap, Ross. Like, oh my God.
I will say that I don't, neither of my best men, I think, would have fought over the idea that they were the best man or not. I don't believe that would have happened. But yeah. I fought with it on who I wanted to be the best man. Yeah. And I was like, well, I really want them both to be there. And it's my wedding. Yeah. So yeah, that's how I'm doing it.
Yeah.
So we did. But,
and then they told Joey, the girls told Joey that he couldn't go to their baby shower because they were upset about not going to the wedding. And Joey's like, he was like, all right, see you later. Bye.
That sounds like something I don't want to do. And I was like, heck yeah, man, let's go. This isn't it.
Yeah.
Out we go. But anyway, so we pivot to Joey at the coffee shop too, getting the notes from Ross, just relax thing, just guys, couple guys together, playing poker, doing whatever. It was like no strippers or anything. And then Chandler says to Joey after Ross leaves, have fun planning your lame bachelor party. He's like, well, there's going to be strippers there. It's like, well, Ross just said no strippers. I chose not to hear that. And we move on. And then later Ross is like, hey, good call.
Yeah, I know. Then Ross is like, oh, yeah, great. And I like how Chandler announces that Gunther is going to be his best man.
This is just desperate like, for Chandler.
He's like, what's my last name? Silence. And then Gunther left.
Gunther Central Perk?
Well, yeah. And then, yeah, right. And then Gunther thanked Ross for not marrying Rachel and left.
That was funny. But I will say, we've argued whether or not Chandler has game or not. I will say that upon being rejected by Gunther, he says, well, it appears as though the position of best man at my wedding is still up for grabs. And he then walks over to the stripper. He goes, as is the position of the bride. Wow. I was like, that's kind of funny. I like that.
Wow.
She didn't care.
Yeah. No, she did not, because then she ended up hooking up with Joey.
As one does.
Who I love this whole sequence, so where Joey hooks up with the stripper, wakes up to an perfectly opened satin ring box on his nightstand, and then believes, obviously, that it was stolen. But then we find out that the duck had actually eaten the ring, and the duck opened the ring box and ate the... No. This is not... There's some plot holes here. That ring box would be on the floor. It would be in like pieces.
That's for sure. But
it would be gross. It would be clear that something got into this. Yeah.
I'm willing to suspend belief in the fact that Joey would have left the ring box just open, so the duck didn't have to open it. Although, if I'm the best man, I'm not leaving that ring box open at all.
That is bad. That's bad. If he left that thing open, and even then, that duck would have knocked it onto the floor. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's not going to, like, pluck it out. No.
Perfectly, like, pull it out of the box and just leave it on his nightstand. No way. So,
that is not
I just thought of that
at all.
Yeah, during this rewatch, I'm like, I had never really considered how bizarre that is. But, yeah, here we are. So, but I have to say, Eric, then when Joey is trying to call 911 for the ring, and it's insane. Ross comes over and tells him how his grandmother came into the country with only that ring and the clothes that she had on her back. It's been in his family for generations. And Joey's like, well, the stripper kind of stole the ring.
He's like, say it was a magic ring.
The stripper stole my wedding ring? How? It's like, I think it all started when you said, Joey, why don't you be my best man? And he's like,
true.
And
that's where it started.
And then when Ross is saying, I'm going to call the cops, and Joey's like, thinking he's going to call the cops on him. And, I have to say, though, my favorite part of this entire episode is when the guys then formulate this plan to call the stripper up, have them go to Chandler's office to confront her, and she shows up, and then they all kind of pop out, and Ross just
loses it immediately
and holds his fingers up, and he's like, where's my ring? My dead grandmother's ring. Where is it? And like, he's just flipping out. And then we have Chandler in the background saying, way to be cool, man. And you just see,
be cool.
And you just see Joey or Matt LeBlanc dying in the background. I don't think I've ever seen quite a break as we see here, where he is just doubled over behind Ross, like behind David Schwimmer. And clearly this is the best take that they could get. And, we know you just took it so you could you could save yourself some time and confess right now. And she's just like, I don't need your ring. I make $1,600 a week. Do any of you guys make that? And they're all like, oh.
And I do like when she's like, what are you guys, the Hardy Boys? And Joey's like, Superman pose, like, yes. No, we're not the Hardy Boys. Okay, hold on.
Oh my gosh. It's like, it's so bad. But Ross flipping out the moment that she comes into Chandler's office is so funny. It's a great moment.
Well, and now if we can go back in time, I said, hey, we're going to use this as a transition point to this episode. Because now we get the duck being taken to the vet, and they do a flashback sequence here. And they show all the scenes with the duck in this episode.
God. Yeah.
But I thought it was noteworthy that this duck flashback sequence is mixed. It is scenes from the past mixed with scenes that never happened. Like, there are scenes like Chandler holding up the duck, having it flap in Joey's face. There's a scene with Chandler with the duck on the yellow couch when they move into the apartment. But then there's also like a scene of Ross shooing away the duck from eating food on the coffee table.
Yeah.
And there's a scene with Joey like reading a bedtime story or something. I forget exactly what he was doing to the duck. And I'm like, when did these things happen? This didn't happen. So it was weird to me that they chose to flashback and do partial things that we've seen and some things that we haven't seen before. Right. Unless they're trying to allude to, hey, maybe you missed these. Go back and see these episodes. Just for the duck highlights? I think I'm good.
Yeah. Well, and then they bring the duck because they realize, oh, wait, it's not the stripper. It's this duck. When they're all sitting around and realizing, so they bring him to the vet, and then when they get the ring back, Ross goes to kiss it and then realizes, oh, you know what? I'm going to not do that right now. Maybe sanitize that a bit longer. And Ross is, Ross maybe was right to pick Chandler as his best man, is what Joey is saying. But then Ross realizes, oh, you guys can both be my best men. And it's like, oh my God, Ross,
there you go.
It took you this whole time. Way to get there, buddy. Way to get there. Good job.
But it is a good way to, because listen, the wedding's the next episode.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm sure at the time that these episodes were going, there were probably questions about, well, who's going to be Ross's best man? I could see that being a thing that people are talking about and asking, and the idea of it being both of them makes a ton of sense.
Yeah.
Especially since, it all pivoted at the beginning on things like, well, Chandler, what was it? Chandler said, well, well, you can, to Joey, because Joey's never going to get to be a best man. He's got all sisters. He says, well, you could be the best man at my wedding. And then Ross is like, well, hold on a second. You get to be the best man at 2 of my weddings, and I don't get to be the best man at yours?
Oh, man.
And it all starts to fall apart.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's interesting. I will say I'm glad that they got to the resolution they needed to. It was definitely a funny way to go. And I do, I genuinely like the baby shower sequences as well. I thought this was really well done. Kind of ties everything together before they make the trip to London.
Yeah.
Now we're going to jump into our IMDb segment of the episode where we talk about our ratings for the episode, our favorite and least favorite characters of this episode, and we stack them up next to your ratings as of today on imdb.com. We do know that the average is an 8.9, and we have seen it get as low as a 7.6 and as high as a 9.4.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know that either of these are about to set a record.
No.
I'd be shocked if they did. But do you want to, let's do favorite and least favorite character. Who is your favorite character? Or least favorite? Your choose.
For these, my favorite character was Rachel.
Okay.
Because during the flashback sequence, she was obviously on the right side of history. And just being a good friend to Phoebe during her mood swings. She didn't buy baby clothes for her as Monica did. She was actually the one to kind of set that course straight. So yeah, I liked Rachel in these episodes. And then my least favorite, I went with Joey.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why
is that?
So I just feel like Joey, between like obviously losing the ring, in the one with the worst best man ever, and then really just not being, I mean, really the other episode didn't feature a whole lot of anyone other than the flashback. So I think I just went with him because he lost the ring, and I'm like, Joey, come on now. Like, let's get your stuff together. You had one job here. Let's try to figure that out a little bit. I went with Joey.
That's fair.
How about you?
Joey's my favorite character. Joey's my favorite character, and I'm going to tell you why. Let's start with the flashback episode. First of all, Joey's only involved in about 3 or 4 scenes in that. So you're not wrong. But his scenes are great.
Oh my God.
The idea of like going to like
Everest?
Scale Everest, and then, needing the tissue paper to cry in as part of the invitation.
Oh, Lord.
And like he was good for what he was given in that episode. And I would agree that Ross or Rachel, if it was just based on that one episode, that would be your only answers, because it's full flashback on them. But it's not just based on that. It's also based on this other one. And Joey is the winner
He lost
of this
the
episode.
ring.
I don't care. He's the funniest one in this whole thing. But between him, fighting to get the best man gig, then losing the ring, scrambling to get it, like he gets to hook up with the stripper, like it's all coming up roses for Joey. And when it's all said and done, he's still the best man.
Joey broke under pressure. You lost my dead grandmother's ring. Where is it? Where is it? Joey's losing it.
He did do that too. But the funny thing is, when it comes to least favorite, it again really hinges on this second episode. And so to me, my least favorite is going to be Monica. I'd pick Monica or Rachel, because it's not Phoebe. Phoebe's too good.
It's Phoebe's right.
But I would pick Monica or Rachel. And Rachel obviously had a lot going on in the first episode here. Monica also, picks clothes out. She's the one who like makes the big mistake. Like that's so against her character. So I'm picking Monica. I feel like I've picked Monica a few times recently. Yeah. I know I'm really piling on, and I don't mean to be, because she's genuinely one of my favorite characters. I think she's just had like a real low run.
She's about to have a redemption
through
arc.
The end of season 3. Yeah. Oh yes, but like through the end of season 3 and most of season 4, she's kind of, ever since she broke up with Richard, really, she's kind of felt like an also ran character. Like the best we got was Pete, and then getting the Alessandro's job. But then we've never went back to her at Alessandro's either.
It's like, very
weird.
She
seems to be forgotten in the shuffle.
It's true. Yeah, she got that job, and then it's like, all right, well, I guess she's just doing that now, but no one really cares about the details. Yeah.
Well, and to be fair, we're not checking in on Rachel's job.
True.
We're not checking in on Chandler's job. So it's fair that we don't have to see her there.
No one really knows
but
what
it's spent.
Yeah.
Well, he's a transponsor.
Does anybody know me?
But we saw Rachel. Sorry, Rachel. We saw Monica struggle to get this gig, and I would have liked to have stuck with it a little bit longer and maybe seen her get some success.
Yeah.
So, that being said, maybe this is not funny anymore just because she's got a successful work.
I guess so. Right. Yeah.
Okay. So let's get to the ratings here. I'll go first. Okay. I really struggled. I'm going to be honest. The Worst Best Man Ever is easily my favorite of the two. The flashback episode, whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give that one an 8.4. I think it's a pretty solid episode. Nothing super special, but better than others by a long way. The invitation episode was the hardest for me to rank. I don't think it's going to be like a 9. I think that would be insane. I also don't think it's going to be bad, but I'm going to put it closer to bad than good. Mm-hmm. So I'm giving it a 7.8.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
very
interesting because I feel like I was kind of
I
feel like I was kind of harsh with these episodes because I was sort of like I don't hate either of them, but I'm kind of like, all right, like I like the one with the Worst Best Man Ever better, but I gave that one an 8.
Yeah.
I tried to just like watch it and then like rate it right away when I watch it. I was telling Eric this earlier before we started recording. I'm like, yeah, I just kind of write a number down like right after I watch it because I'm like, I try not to overthink it because otherwise then I'm just going to, go down a rabbit hole. So yeah, I gave that one. So episode 22, the one with the Worst Best Man Ever, an 8. And I also gave the one with the invitation a 7.8. I had that written.
Oh, did you really?
Because I'm like, it's not like I think it's this like horrible episode, but it's sort of like, yeah, I like all these things that we're flashing back to, but it's not like anything new. It's not anything unique. There really wasn't anything
No, because it's a full on rewind. Like, I can't imagine that the Friends voters are like, yeah, give me more of this one.
Right.
But that being said, I also don't think it's going to be like real close to the bottom. I mean, the bottom episode.
I'm very curious to what you're going to see from the people on these. So what do we have, Eric?
I am too. This one will set the tone because if it's really great or really bad, it will change how I want to view flashback episodes because there will be more than this.
What do we have?
Here we go. And the results are interesting.
Survey says.
Okay, so we're going to start with the Worst Best Man Ever. That is easily the best of the two. You gave it an 8. I gave it an 8.4. The people have spoken. It is an 8.3.
Okay. All right. You were pretty close.
I was close, and you're not too far off either. You
Yeah.
know, we're talking about decimal points here, so
Yeah.
that's not bad. Low 8s, though.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Now, the one that we are curious about, the one with the invitation. I gave it a 7.8, and you gave it a 7.8. The invitation, the one with the invitation, is the new low score for an episode.
No! Wait, hold on. Don't tell me. It can't be less than a 7.5. It's 7.5.
7.6 is the current low, but this is now
gotta
lower than that.
7.5. It can't be lower than 7.5, is it?
It is a 6.9.
No! Really?
6.9.
Wow.
That's crazy. And you know what's funny?
Wow. I'm shocked.
We just last week on our Stranger Things one did an
Yes,
episode
I was
that
just
fell
gonna say
so
that.
far off the radar too. It ended up being a 6 on Stranger Things episodes where the average is an 8.6. I am floored. Like, this puts all those in the dirt. Like, it's the worst by a lot.
People were just like, why are you doing this? Sort of like that Stranger Things episode where we're like, why? Like, what's the point of this? That's what viewers are thinking. It's like, we don't care.
Like,
we
I've
just
already
saw this. Like,
I've already seen all these episodes. You don't have to show it to me again. Show me something new.
Yeah, like, you're not even trying here. This is literally just an episode just filled with flashbacks. Okay.
Yeah. And this is not the only time that Friends will do that. So I'm curious to see how the other ones hold up. And I will now use this as like the bar. So odds are the future flashback episodes, I'm going to be just dropping right out of the stratosphere. But I don't think like the creative flashbacks will be this low.
No.
Like when they do Rachel and Monica, like when Rachel and Monica go back to visit Ross and Chandler in their dorm and there's a big party going on.
Oh, that's
not
different,
really
though,
a flashback.
We haven't seen that before.
That's
this
what
is
I'm saying.
Yeah, is there another episode where we flash back to stuff that's entirely made up of stuff we've already seen? That's the thing. It's like, I don't know if this really happens again.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
They're gonna do it with Monica and Chandler for sure.
Well, like, for example, which we will get into, in a future, actually in the next episode that we record, where we have more about Monica and Chandler getting together, there are flashbacks a few seasons after that, but they flash back to stuff that we haven't even seen.
Well, they're like they're not really flashing back. They're like revisiting and
that's what I mean.
Adding
ideas.
Layers to the story.
Yeah,
that's not really the same. That's the same. That's the same as like the prom video. Like that's you didn't see that before, so that's new content.
Are you saying that there are episodes where they flash back and it's entirely
I think right
seen?
before Chandler and Monica's wedding, they do like flashbacks of
That's
Chandler
true.
and Monica
Yeah,
getting
you're
together.
right. They do. Yeah, they do.
I think they do the exact same thing.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, there is that.
They might do
there's
another
more
one.
Filler.
Like they might do another one like before a pregnancy.
Yeah.
After, before a baby is delivered.
Yeah, you're right. This happens again. This
is going to happen again. It doesn't happen a lot, but it is going to happen again. And when it does, we need to know that the people didn't like it.
Yeah.
And I'm with them. I am with them.
Yeah, I'm just wondering. I feel like this one just took up the entire episode. And I don't know if the others are,
listen,
quite as...
I gave it points for being better than the worst episode. One, because I hate fake Monica. Second, because I genuinely found it funny having Chandler and Joey talk about going to scale Everest, and Phoebe being like, "No, you would die."
I mean,
that was funny to me.
I just enjoyed, because listen, this is a rewatch podcast, people. You guys know clearly we both enjoy rewatching these episodes, and
That's
so
the idea.
Yeah, I am going to find it funny when that cat jumps on Ross's head again and again. So just deal with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to I'm just gonna give that a high rating.
Let's put it this way. I said at the beginning, I don't ever mind rewatching the highlights of Ross and Rachel. But I think as a standalone episode, I totally understand why people would say, yeah, but I'm going to skip that one. I already saw this.
Yeah, I think the people who rated it really low, they're not going to be our listeners. You know, they're not going to enjoy a rewatch podcast.
Oh, I disagree. I disagree. They're just efficient. They're like, listen, I already saw this. Let's move on. So yeah, interesting though. Interesting to see.
Cool. Yeah, good to know.
Well, thank you so much for listening to the We Run on Reruns podcast. Please check us out on Instagram and TikTok and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And again, we would really appreciate it if you could click on that share button or repost button, give it a thumbs up, or subscribe. We really appreciate all the support that you guys have shown us so far. Please check out our website at werunonreruns.com. And for Amanda, this is Eric. Enjoy watching the season 4 finales, episodes 23 and 24 this week. Happy rerunning, everybody.
See you guys.